Pray all is well. It's been a while. I'm coming in. I am here, present and live this morning. The time now is 8:57. I'm here, but I can't be on camera because I have on something that I don't want to be in my camera. So I'm coming to do this video to talk to those who are set apart, who are chosen. You know, there are a lot of us that know that we're set apart. You know, we know that there's something different about us. We know that we're not pedestalizing ourselves or putting ourselves on the pedestal, but we know that we are truly set apart. And I'm coming to talk to you all to let you know, when you're set apart, you can't do what everyone else does, right? And you're always going to have to do things different. You always have to do things different. You are called to do things different. You are called to stand out. You are called to be set apart, right? And that comes with a lot of envy. It's going to come with a lot of jealousy. And that's just part of it. But once you realize who you are, you have the strategy to get through that. You have the mindset, and you know how to pray, and you know how to maneuver through those things. But if you have not yet discovered who you are, it's going to be very difficult for you to navigate through those hard places in your life. Hey, Carol. It's going to be hard for you to navigate those hard places in your life. But when you know you're set apart, you're going to realize you can't do certain things. You can't go certain places. Certain places are going to make you feel uncomfortable. And then you're going to have the world or people you love or people who know you, they're going to try to make you feel like you already know what God told you. They're going to try to make you feel like there's nothing wrong with it. But you already know what God told you, right? You already know God set you apart. God told you not to drink alcohol. God told you not to use drugs. God told you like different things, right? So when God has set you apart, because God showed me in my family, we got a lot of alcohol. I had a lot of drug addicts and alcoholism running in my bloodline. So God specifically told me to never touch alcohol, to never pick it up after he revealed to me who I was. So that's the reason I don't drink. It has nothing to do with anything other than what God told me not to do. So I'm not against anyone who does drink, and that's the thing. Sometimes when you tell people certain things, what you don't do, and I've had it happen to me throughout my life. Whenever you tell people, oh, I don't drink. Like I had one of my neighbors. He was like, maybe we should go, just meet a new neighbor. It was a guy, of course. He was like, maybe we should go out and have drinks. Like, why would you assume that I drink? Just to go get to know him. It was a friendly conversation. Nothing, nothing like a date per se, And I was like, no, I don't drink. And he was looking like, no, I do not drink. That's not something I do. That's not something I desire to do. I don't want to do it. I know what I was instructed to do. So that's the reason, right? Because I know what's happening and going on in my bloodline. That's the thing. We have to learn spiritual things. Like we have to learn how to see what's going on in the bloodline, because whatever's going on in your bloodline, most likely is going. I hope you all can hear me clear. Most likely is going to come down to you and pass down to your children if you don't stand up against it. So that was my reasoning for not doing certain things. And I noticed when you don't do certain things, it makes people feel a certain way because you say you don't do it. You're not condemning them for doing it. You're not speaking against what they do. You just have to know that you can't do certain things. You have to know that you can't go certain places. You have to know that you can't indulge in certain things because you're just set apart. You're not like everyone else. And it's not that you're better, but you know what you fighting with in your bloodline. People don't know the generational curses that you got going on in your bloodline. It may look normal to them, but you got an addictive spirit in your bloodline, so you can't be doing all this stuff. That's why you're set apart. There's a bloodline of, perversion and incest and all that craziness. So it's certain things you can't do because you're set apart, because you see it, you know. I'm just giving an example with the incest thing. Like certain things, you know, you can't do, and you have to be confident and bold, and you have to know for sure. You have to know that you know that you know that you can't be doing certain things, and people are going to feel some type of way, and you have to be okay with that. You know, you have to be okay with people feeling how they feel because you say you don't do certain things, or you can't do certain things, or you won't go certain places. You know, they don't know all the struggles you had to fight and to get where you are today. You know, people don't know all the battles and all the spiritual hell you had to go through just to be in the sound mind, body, and spirit. So anything you know that God is telling you not to do, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. And if that make them feel some type of way, that's just on them. They have to deal with that, you know. And that's another thing. We'd be so concerned about how people are going to feel. And I was like that. You know, I'm going to be honest. I was like that for years until God delivered me from the people-pleasing spirit. And I speak in truth and I walk in truth. I used to be like that. I used to do things just because it was going to please somebody. I used to go places just because people wanted me to go there and I wanted to make those people happy. Now I don't do that. If I don't feel comfortable with something, I'm not going to do it. And that's on period. I'm not doing it because I'm going to have to fight that spiritual battle. I'm going to have to fight them demons. I'm going to have to fight all that craziness that you have to deal with when you're disobedient. You know, so that's why we can't be disobedient. We have to learn to walk in, truth and obedience and be okay with that. So I wanted to come share that with you to let you know that you can't do everything everyone else do. Even when I was out in the world, like doing different things, before I say, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna do this thing right. I'm gonna commit and give you my heart and try to walk this path of righteousness, right? And that's another thing. Your path to righteousness and what God is telling you to do is individual to you. You know, this is one thing I didn't like about religion, right? Religion will have you think it is a cookie cutter way to serve God. There is no cookie cutter way to serve God. God is going to deal, when you have your personal relationship, God's going to have you, he's going to deal with you individually. He know what you got going on personally. So his relationship with you is already curated, right? His relationship with you, he know what you went through as a child. So what he tells you not to do may not be what he tells me not to do for certain things. We all know we should be following, you know, his word and everything, but he may tell you to dress a certain way or that you can't eat a certain food, you know, because he know that certain food is going to cause a sickness or illness, or he know he know that you dressing a certain way gonna have that spirit of lust and perversion to jump back on you trying to get rid of, you know, like certain things like that we have to be careful of, because he know what we deal with individually. You may can't watch all those love stories, you know, all those movies that have all those movies that have all those spicy scenes in it. You can't watch that type of stuff because he knows that you deal with the spirit of lust. Like, we have to know, we have to have our own personal relationship with God where God is, you know, convicting you, you know. You probably could have a glass of wine per night, red wine, you know. Another person can't do that because of the bloodline, what's in their bloodline. So that's what I'm talking about. Your relationship is going to be personal to you. Your relationship is going to be personal to you. I'll probably the part further back. But that's what I want to come talk about. You can't do what everybody else do. You can't do what everybody else do. Yeah, you can't do what everybody else do, and that's okay. And you have to be okay with that. Once you get over that sense of people pleasing and knowing what is okay in your spirit and what's right for you, you know, you're going to be okay. You know, you're going to be okay. And that's what it's about. It is about being okay and knowing what God told you to do and not feeling bad about it. Because a lot of us, to be honest, a lot of us have idolatry issues where we put everybody else what they say over what God tell us to do. I've been got delivered from that. I got delivered from that because I used to put other people above what God was convicting me in my spirit because they would get upset with me. I used to, say, I'm gonna do this because if I don't do this, they gonna be upset, and just overriding what God telling me, overriding what my spirit convicting me of, my spirit convicting me, telling me not to do something, and I'm listening to the person, oh, you should do it, there's nothing wrong with doing it, and my spirit just jumping, doing somersaults. My spirit doing somersaults. No, don't do it. Yes. I guess I'll park on the side. But yeah. So that's what I want to talk to you all about. We have to learn to be obedient and be okay. We have to be okay with certain things. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. Definitely not easy. I don't know if they gonna cancel everything or what. Don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just talking out loud right now because I'm heading somewhere and I'm looking to see. It doesn't look like it's going to go on. But you have to learn to be obedient. And it's okay, If folks get mad at you, that's on them. You're not doing it. My whole concern was I was such a people pleaser. I would be afraid of people being mad at me because I'm speaking truth or I'm speaking my truth. It's not their truth, it's my truth. So I used to be upset. I used to be afraid, of people being upset with me. And now I just don't care because I know my intentions are good and I know it's coming from a genuine and pure place. It's not like I'm trying to put anyone down or make anyone feel bad. That's just not who I am. I don't treat people, just wrong or for no reason or for a reason, even so. But I just don't, that's not my intention. My intentions are always pure. And so my intentions are always pure, and that's how I can rest and continue on with, excuse me, what I need to do. But I just wanted to come share that with you all. You can't do what everybody else do. When you're set apart, you just can't do it. And I know it's hard sometimes because you feel like you're left out or you feel like you don't fit in because you don't. I'm going to be honest, you just don't. I don't know how else to tell you. You don't fit in. You're not like everyone else. You can't do what everyone else do. What feels good to other people it's not going to feel good to you. When you do whatever it is you do that is against what God is telling you to do, you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel bad, and you're going to get that spiritual beat down because you're not going to have peace in your spirit. You're not going to have peace in your mind. Things are going to feel awful for you. Let me just tell you that. Things will feel bad for you. So, but you all be blessed. Have a good morning, and I will talk to you all later.